Hi, are you flirting with the fridge? You know what I'm talking about. Going to the refrigerator when you're not even hungry, opening the door and just staring off into the distance. Maybe you're doing this with the pantry. In any case, I call it refrigerator gazing or pantry gazing, or eating when you're not hungry. Hi, my name is Eve, and I love talking about helping people make peace with food in any situation, even when they're eating when they're not hungry, or visiting the refrigerator or pantry when they don't even need food. And before I get started and talk about how to address this, I just want to thank you all for subscribing to my videos. I want to thank you for your comments and for sharing these videos. So if you haven't done so already, I invite you to subscribe to give me the thumbs up. So let's jump in. Let's talk about why it could be problematic to have this flirting relationship with the refrigerator or the pantry. Part of why this could be an issue, even if you love to eat, if you're eating when you're not hungry, if you're grazing when you don't even need food, that can make you start feeling uncomfortable or bloated. If you're eating when you're not hungry or eating past the point of fullness, you may start to feel uncomfortable in your body. Also, you may start to feel regretful about the types of foods that you have, regretful about how much you ate. And also, this type of eating could interfere with your next meal because you might not be as hungry. In fact, being annoyed and frustrated could also ruin your mood. So it might not just ruin your appetite. It could ruin your ability to stay present with your friends or your family at the next meal. Also, eating in this way, going back to the refrigerator and going back to the fridge, or back to the pantry again and again, could also have you feeling unsafe in your own home. And I feel like this is very important, especially now many of us are home more than ever. So it can make our home feel unsafe or make us feel uneasy in our own home. And finally, another issue with this scenario is that you're not giving yourself what you truly need. So learning how to address this is super important, because when you address this, you're able to be more present with yourself, more trusting of your body, more present with food, which could definitely stabilize your mood and help you improve that sense of self-trust. Also, when you address this, it helps you to stay more comfortable in your body and stay in harmony with eating patterns that you feel serve you best, eating patterns that you prefer. Also, another reason why it's so important to address this is so that you could be at ease and you could be relaxed and feel safe in your own home. And finally, addressing this, refrigerator or pantry gazing is very important because it gives you a deeper connection with yourself and your own inner life. So I'm going to share with you some tips that I have to address this. So I have a computer here, and you might see I keep looking down. I just don't want to leave anything out. So the first thing I want you to do is to grab some tape and tape yourself to the chair. Just kidding, that doesn't work. That tape wouldn't be strong enough to hold you down, quite frankly. So that was just a joke. I hope you didn't fall for it. So when you realize and when you see yourself doing this, visits to the refrigerator, flirting with it, or flirting or teasing the pantry, the first thing I want you to do is to congratulate yourself. That's right, congratulate yourself, because that means a part of you is recognizing that you are having a need. The reason why you're going to the refrigerator or to the pantry is never random or arbitrary. It's you trying to get your attention. It means that there's something going on right now inside of you, and the place that you're checking is the refrigerator or the pantry. Truth is, what you're seeking probably won't be found in the refrigerator or the pantry. In fact, it may not be found, outside of you at all. Often, in fact, what you're needing or wanting in that moment is a level of nurturing, a level of attunement. So a great way to do that is take a step away from the food. You want to take a step back and ask yourself, hey, how am I doing? What am I feeling in this moment? Well, as I'm searching, checking the refrigerator and the pantry, how am I feeling? What am I wanting? What am I seeking when I go to these places? What am I looking for? How am I hoping the food will make me feel? So those are some questions that could help you really get in tune with yourself. You might find that you're bored and that you need a break from what you're doing. You might find that you're frustrated or scared, or that you're tired and you just need some space. In any quick case, asking yourself these questions could really help you tune in. Some additional things that you could do that could really help with this process is, before anything, rule out that you're hungry. Because the truth is, if you're going to the pantry and to the refrigerator and you're actually physically hungry, guess what I want you to do? I want you to eat. That's right, hashtag trust your hunger. I want you to eat if you realize you're physically hungry in that situation, or if you need a drink, maybe you're thirsty and you need a glass of water, right? So if you're hungry and you're visiting the refrigerator or the pantry because you actually legitimately, need that food to answer your physical hunger, please go right ahead. Something else that could be very helpful is to make sure that you put your food away, back into the pantry or the refrigerator, because, if the food is just sitting out in open containers, on the counters, it may be harder to take that step and to take that moment to check in with yourself. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. Well, Eve, what if it's too late? What if I ate anyway? What do I do then? Did I mess up? And the truth is, it's never too late. Even if you went to the pantry or to the fridge and you ate anyway, you could still ask yourself these questions. You could still ask yourself, what was I trying to get from the food? How was I feeling? What was I hoping the food was going to do for me? In fact, depending on where you are in the journey, sometimes we may need to eat to be calm enough to ask ourselves these questions. So I want you to know, with this process, there is no messing up. In fact, the only way to mess up is if you're not using these tools. Especially now, especially because you're dealing with things, we all are dealing with things that we've never had to deal with before. We're asking ourselves questions that we've never had to ask ourselves before, showing up in ways that we never imagined. So many of us are feeling feelings that we've never had, and they may be more intense than they've ever been. Even people who don't generally struggle with food or eating are finding themselves making frequent trips to the refrigerator or making these frequent trips to the pantry. So I hope you found these tools helpful. I hope you found this valuable. If you did, please give me the thumbs up, subscribe, share this video. You'd be surprised how many people are talking, even people who don't struggle with food, about this flirting with the refrigerator or flirting with the pantry phenomenon. So thank you so much for watching. Bye. Please don't try this at home.